we're going to do here is we're going to get our tortillas ready for the casserole base. So first we're going to take these guys out. I like the yellow corn better than the white, but you can absolutely use white. So what I do with these actually is I actually start by cutting them into half. And the reason is because they're round, but my dish is square. So by doing that, I can hit the corners. See what I mean? So you can sort of put that on that corner, sort of put that on that corner. Oops, my tortillas are over here. Do it again. Do the same thing. Cut them in half, cut them in half. Bang. All right, so we got this corner here. Bang. And I only do this for the bottom. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it for anything else. And now, see, we can just put this now. Bang. So we can have total coverage. See what I mean? So we got that going there. And you got the corners over here. Corners over here. All right. Okay, we have a bit of a gap there. That's okay. So we're going to add cheese on the bottom layer. And cheese will hold it all together on the bottom. So several tortillas, just as many as you need. You know what I mean? And this is the base. This is going to be the base of our enchilada casserole. All right? That's the enchilada casserole because we're using soup. This is a new Mexican recipe, not an old Mexican recipe, because the old Mexicans probably didn't have Campbell's cream of celery and cream of chicken soup. More's the pity for them. However, we do, so this is going to be fantastic. Okay, great. So we've got that going there, that going there, going there. Bang. I think that's pretty well close enough. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this cheese that we grated. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is on the bottom, almost like a pizza. We put the sauce on top. We'll just put a little. Now, when I was younger and didn't have to worry about my waistline, we'd actually add cheese on every layer. I don't do that anymore. I just add a little bit on the bottom. See, look right there. That cheese will melt on that corner, on those spots, and it'll actually, you know, it's almost like cement or something, filling the gap. Now I just added a little bit on the bottom and on the top. See what I mean? So now what we're going to do, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's beautiful. We got that going. Bang, bang. This could actually lower that. Okay. Now we're going to add the chicken. Okay. Add the chicken on top there. And really, you know, we don't need to cook the chicken because, you know, this is going to go in the oven. Chicken's already cooked and dried up. Just want to mix it up a bit and get the right consistency, the right texture with the entire thing. Okay. Bang, bang, bang. See the sour cream in there, but it'll cook really nicely. And this is what we have. We probably could have used a shorter pan. I wasn't sure. Okay. Good stuff. Look at, you can see the chunks of the tomato, the green chili, the onion. Now, at the end, at the absolute end, what do? Cilantro. Bang. Because now we're going to assemble this, and when it bakes, it's not going to be as bad. Alright, here we go. There we go, getting that going. Wait a minute. I tell you, hard work. Gotta drink some wine. This is Namaroni. Big fan of Italian wines myself. Well, we're not making, you know, methamphetamine here, but my Breaking Bad t-shirt and my New Mexican roots are inspiring as we're cooking this. Okay, this is done. So we're going to turn this off. But now what we're going to do is we're going to start layering this and making layers. And as you can see, my friend who's filming this, he tried to do this one time and it got runny. And that's probably because you added liquid other than the creamy soup and the sour cream. But as you see, we didn't do that. And this is why it's not running. So, now what we need is a big spoon. All right, oh, even better. This is perfect, see? Bang. So we're going to ladle. First, we're just going to have a... Oh my God. Fuck me, that's delicious. Why do I cook so good? That's so good. Right, so we're going to rock and roll with this. Bang. So So we're going to put this layer by layer. See? A layer there. Spoonful's coming. Yeah. I'm going to try and, you don't have to, if we can get 3 layers out of this, that'll be spectacular. That's perfect. 3 layers would be perfect. 2 layers, it's doable. 3 is really what you're aiming for. And because this is the bottom layer, we actually don't have to get every bit there. We just get a little bit. That's the bottom layer, see? The next layer is going to be juicy. We're going to get everything out of that next layer. There's not going to be any cheese, right? And now, see, we don't need to worry about the corner cutting, which is just me being really anal. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to. We sort of go here, we'll just add layers. We can count and see how many we add for each layer, give you an idea how many tortillas you need. About 2 packs, because I was too lazy to do the arithmetic. Wasn't sure how many layers we were going to get. There you go. Bang. See, we have a whole layer down there. Bang. So 6 for this size casserole dish. You can make them a smaller one, a little deeper. We debated actually which one we should use. I've used them all over the years. I had to learn how to do this because I grew up with food like this in New Mexico, but I moved to New York 20 years ago. And actually I left New Mexico in 1988. So the only way I could get this food was I had to get the chili shipped to me, and I had to get my grandmother's and my mother's and my cousins and my aunts. I had to get their recipes. So that's how I had to learn how to cook. Otherwise I couldn't get this food anywhere. To be honest with you, I still can't. Even when I go back to New Mexico, to be honest with you, I can't find food as good as I learned how to make it. But that's just me being a jerk. Anyway, it tastes delicious, and you can see we've got a nice layer here. We've got a little bit more, so we can actually, I think we can add some more on this layer, and this is very good. So, doing it layer by layer. It's beautiful. Oh, green chili. Oh, so good. Makes everything delicious. Great. Now we're going to add the final layer. So we get, again, 6 tortillas, right? We just sort of overlap them. Bang, bang, bang. A little bit further there. A little bit further there. 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 And there. Now we basically just, boom, the rest goes. I'll just sort of put that layer by layer. This is going to be, I think, absolutely delicious. Okay, let's give some love to the other side. Everybody needs loving, right? Nobody wants to be alone. Whether you're a pit bull in Connecticut or a tortilla on the other side of the green chili chicken casserole or enchilada, whatever you want to call this thing. I call them enchiladas because they really are. But you could, my mother calls it a green chili chicken casserole because of the soup. We use a soup mix. Okay. This is beautiful. It's perfect. So the 3 cans, it turns out, produce just enough for 3 layers, which is very nice in this size of a casserole dish. Okay, we're going to add a bit more of this heavenly goodness, the nectar. It's not really nectar. It's the food of the gods, if they exist and if they ate food. Should absolutely be on their menu. So, you get all the rest of that in there. And I think the rest of that, I just may lick off the bottom of the pan when we turn the camera off. So, now we're going to get this going here. And look, I mean, you could use more cheese, but I don't need to use more cheese. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But here we go. Myself, I'm not allergic to flavor. That's why we use the full sour cream and not the low fat. But the cheese, I could use a little less of it in my life. I eat a lot of cheese generally. That's why I'm trying to control it. But you can absolutely use more cheese. Now what we're going to do is we're going to throw this in the oven. This cheese is going to melt. And you're going to have this beautiful casserole, or enchilada, as it were. Pat that down a bit. That's it. This is a beautiful thing. So, we've got this beautiful oven here. It's 425 degrees. It's heated up. In about 12 to 14 minutes, this bad boy we'll be ready. So I'm gonna go drink wine. Ow, woo! You gotta be careful, it's probably his gloves. But anyway, check that guy in there. So, this is what it looks like. We took it out after about 15 minutes. Very good on 425. You can it's still boiling. It's very good. Now, how do you serve this? You know, you let this rest on 425. Beautiful. You can see it's still boiling. You might let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then, you know, you just sort of serve it piece by piece. Now, there's different options. You could fry an egg on top of it. I'm not doing it for this. I do that more for the red chili enchiladas that we do. But really, chunky lettuce like iceberg or hearts of romaine is really nice, chopped on top of it, maybe with some tomatoes and onions if you want. Or you can just eat it just like this. And this is my family's green chili chicken enchilada recipe. I hope you enjoy it.